So some of you have watched that Netflix series Inventing Anna about Anna Sorokin and Anna Delvey, where she is from Germany, but then she comes to the US. There's questionable things that happen about money and in terms of, her identity, who she is. I just saw, that there was a headline some time ago that basically just said that her and her attorney had a falling out, and the attorney was also disbarred. And I just thought it was really interesting. And I want to go through it with you today. So Anna Delvey's attorney disbarred. When someone gets disbarred, it's something that, basically that state, takes away, strips your license of practice law. It's pretty bad. It's not just because you had a disagreement with an attorney. You did something that raised a big red flag, and then they took away your license to be an attorney. So Anna Delvey Sorokin captured the attention. Okay, She was convicted of financial crimes in 2019 and was released from state custody in 2021. Shortly after, she was taken into custody by Immigration and Customs Enforcement to await deportation to Germany, where she's a legal permanent resident. Sorokin's immigration attorney was Audrey Thomas, but she fired her this year, as reported by Insider. Sorokin fired Thomas earlier this year, frustrated by the lack of progress on her immigration and criminal appeal cases, and because Thomas refused to work during the month of April, which she described as her birthday month. And I know I previously took a look at her case in another video, and because she's here undocumented, I believe she entered on a tourist visa, something like that. And tourist visas are not forever. You're only able to be here for at most 6 months in a year, and then you have to leave. If you do not leave and you overstay your visa, immigration can deport you for that reason, right? In this case, it's not only that. It's not only because she overstayed, but she has some pretty significant criminal convictions that have to do, with money, finances. And that's also another reason why immigration, has her in custody. So now it's been reported Thomas was disbarred due to conduct in an unrelated case. So it had nothing to do with the representation she provided Sorokin. It was something else. According to the disbarment order, Rhea Murray hired Thomas in 2013 to help sell an apartment in Brooklyn. Thomas had access to 2 escrow accounts that held money from the sale. Bank records reviewed by the special referee appointed to oversee the agreements against Thomas showed that over the course of a year, the now former lawyer siphoned more than $630,000 in funds. $630,000, more than $500,000 to different bank accounts, including one that belonged to her law firm. All right, so that's a large amount. Thomas said that she used the money to promote herself as an author and radio show host and for legal expenses, but that Murray signed off on her use of the funds due to a long-standing personal relationship. Thomas is the author of the book, Ego Has No Place in the Law. But in a grievance hearing, Murray denied giving Thomas permission to take the proceeds from the sale and testified that she specifically asked Thomas to use the money to help pay down mortgages on other properties she and her family owned, something Thomas never followed through on. So it seems the reason why, she was disbarred was like misusing client funds. And not only that, like it's a large amount. She misused the funds for her own personal gain, something to do with the book. And yeah, I mean, that's a big red flag. Attorneys do have to safeguard the funds for clients. It seems that money was from the sale of the property and she just used it for her own personal gain. So yeah, very big red flag. So following the disbarment, Sorokin expressed pleasure at Thomas's ouster from profession. With these people, like once it gets to like large amounts of money, popularity, fame, they have egos, I imagine. So stuff like this, yeah, like she's saying, I'm happy that the real story is being told and shedding light on my own issues, right? I'm mostly comforted that she cannot do damage to anyone else's case in life. I mean, who knows, whether, she really means that. Who knows whether she's using this, for other motives. Who knows? I mean, maybe, what she was saying was true, that, that Thomas wasn't doing much. I mean, the fact that, Thomas was helping Sorokin with her immigration, her criminal case, but also is doing like real estate matters, which in my opinion are like very different in comparison with like immigration and criminal. It's pretty similar. But here it's very different. You know, that's interesting. You know, could potentially be an issue. There's not much love lost. Okay. Just remember, I may not be admit. Okay, so this is the Anna's former attorney. Just remember, I may not be admitted to practice law anymore, but there's nothing to stop me from appearing pro se. She said in a text message, "Tell Anna I said he who laughs last laughs the best. I am still Audrey A. Thomas, aka Sandy." So yeah, I mean, she can still appear, you know, pro se without an attorney. She could still, you know, submit documents and whatnot. Thomas previously called Sorokin a dangerous, devious. You can read the rest. Sorokin was released from ICE custody, though she remains on house arrest. So yeah, I mean, there was definitely a big falling out, you know, from Anna's former attorney. Even though she was disbarred, you know, there's still animosity between Anna Sorokin and this, you know, the attorney. I imagine, you know, sometimes with these individuals that have more money, have more fame, you know, have a higher level of expectations, you can maybe even say entitlement. So perhaps the attorney had to deal with a lot of that. But I imagine, you know, the attorney probably also charged, you know, premium fee for all of that. So yeah, exactly what happened. I mean, who knows? The thing I will say about immigration, you know, immigration cases unfortunately do take a while. If there is like no emergency situation, you know, because of health or immigration status, I don't see too much of a reason immigration, you know, the BIA, the appeals, you know, they would streamline this kind of case. So in terms of, you know, Anna Sorokin getting upset because nothing had really been done. I mean, a judge ordered her, you know, ordered her deported. Now it's, you know, on appeal. Appeals are taking 2 to 3 years. So that's something normal. And, you know, once that's, you know, once it's on appeal, I mean, there's not really much you can do except, you know, wait. If there's any new evidence, cool, maybe you could use that. But if not, you just gotta wait. So yeah, big falling out. You know, drama, always interesting, but that's exactly, you know, what this article is about. If you learned something, you want to watch more videos like this, let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps this channel, help show this video to other people. Thank you. God bless. Have a good one.